What is going on, everybody? It is Dr. Chris Featherstone here, present. Remember back in the day when you used to be in, some of you aren't old enough, but if you're over 40, you're old enough. And when you used to go to class and you used to call the teacher used to call attendance, used to call your name, and you used to say what? Here, 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 and everybody would say here. And me being the weirdo that I was, I would say something. I would hear everybody say here, and I would say present or something crazy, just because I'm, eccentric. So, ladies and gentlemen, someone else who's eccentric in his own way. But he is, man, I'm telling you, he is the ultimate tag team partner. We had a late a late cancellation, like literally like 20 to 25 minutes before the show. But here's the thing, man. This guy has been just really providing some awesome talent. Shout out to Holly Von Erich, whose the interview got some really major coverage with big name media outlets. So big shout out to Holly Von Erich. Thank you so much for coming on the show. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, one of the founders of Power Town Wrestling, a friend of mine and former AWA Tag Team Champion, and ladies and gentlemen, he has arguably the best drop kick in the business. I think he can still go. I think he's still Royal Rumble January 2024. Will we see the January 2023? Will we see this guy do one more drop kick? Greg Gagne, how are you tonight?
Not too many. The drop kicks won't be very high anymore. So you can picture that one. They will hurt.
Shin kick. A drop kick to the shin, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man, you got me out of bed for this one. I was just rolling in.
Yeah, it was
Glad I could do it for you, Chris.
Yeah, always a pleasure, man. Without further ado, man, before we get into some questions and stuff, I want you to plug once again Power Town Wrestling. I showed when I had Barbara Goodish on here, I showed a nice picture of Bruiser Brody, and then when Holly Von Erich was on, I showed a picture of Kerry Von Erich and how even the guards, the definition and the muscle features, the hair, how good the belts look, just fantastic artistry when it comes to these figures. Let the listeners know about Power Town Wrestling.
Andy Frank, the two people we got to do it. I used to work for McFarlane, which is the best when it comes to action figures. And these two guys have worked their tails off, and really, you know, uh, they have the talent, or the talent's family look at it. Oh no, it needs this. We need a little tweak here. The hair needs here, and they do it. And the response we got the first 3 days, we had unbelievable sales. We work with Michael at High Spots. He's our distributor, and he said we exceeded all expectations.
Fantastic.
And he said, and all the remarks are how realistic they look, how they've got down the features, and we're even going to touch them up. The next few they'll get better every time, and I don't know how they can get better than what the guys did, but they say they can.
Yeah, yeah,
It's fantastic. But the response from around the world has been absolutely outstanding, and I hope we've hit a home run here, and can tell the story of how wrestling started on network TV in the 50s, and the people that made it, the pioneers, the legends, and right up through the 90s
fantastic.
and beyond. Who knows?
And beyond. So you recently had a launch a couple weeks ago, and there's another batch of figures that's coming out soon, right?
Yeah, we haven't really. Yeah, they're coming out, and we're
Hmm.
kind of struggling on who we're going to put in there.
Hmm.
We're going to get two of the lady wrestlers, female wrestlers, in there for sure,
Nice.
and we've got between TA, myself, and Steve Rosenthal, and the collectors that look, we've all got different ideas. So, but we'll
Mhm.
have it worked out here, and when we do, we'll make a big announcement with you. Be happy to, and give you the first shot at it.
Very nice. Very
And
nice.
the talent has been exceptionally easy to work with,
Hmm.
which is unusual in this business. But I think after they saw that first group come out, they all know we're for real, and this
Yeah.
thing's gonna come to tuition.
Yep. Yep. It looks like there's been like a unofficial partnership with Power Town Wrestling and Sportskeeda Wrestling because it's great. It's great. It's
Well, we've got over 200,
yeah,
contracts in, so, we can fill your show every week if you want.
that's
You can
great.
become part of Power Town.
I love it, man. We have a audience of over 3 million, and as you've seen, we get major coverage with the interviews from Power Town that I've had on before. So
Hey,
I
and the
mean,
one with
hey,
Holly, would you send me over what, publications, came
yeah,
out on her?
yeah, 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 good
We'd
stuff.
like to put that on our
Hmm.
social media.
Yeah, absolutely. I would. I definitely am going to do that. Some big publications released, recovered the interview that I had with her. So definitely big.
Okay, I'll give you one more one. PowertownWrestling.com, where wrestling lives on.
Very nice.
PowertownWrestling.com. You can still order your figures, pre-order. They're going to close it down not in just a few weeks. So if you want them, get them now because the demand is high.
Nice. I just sent you. I sent you something. I sent you one of the big
Okay,
publications. So
terrific.
yeah. All right, here we go. Speaking of CM Punk, you worked with CM Punk before. Guillermo's asking, do you think Punk deserves to be released from AEW, or should the Elite be the ones to be fired?
Whoa, whoa. Hmm. Uh, I'm kind of a CM Punk fan.
Hmm. You
Uh,
work with them, yeah.
I had the opportunity when I was working with the WWE that they had me working with the guys in Louisville training,
Hmm.
and also guys in Atlanta. That's what I did 2 days or 4 days out of the week, halfway through my stint there. And, I had the opportunity to work at that time, in Louisville. I had CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and a number of others, but they're the 2 that really kinda stood out. And, CM was struggling with his interviews,
Hmm.
and Stephanie was kinda mad at me. She said, "Write out the interviews for them." And I said, "Stephanie, I want their own personalities to come out. I don't want to create a personality that they're not feel comfortable with." "Well, you got to do it our way." So our philosophy was I give them a beginning and an ending, and they let them fill in. Well, she was getting on me, and I was getting a little upset, and CM Punk was mad. So one day He's going to do his interview. And I said, hey, how do you feel about the WWE? Tell me how you really feel about him. She felt like he was being held down because he was too small. I said, I went through all that same stuff. Give me an interview how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
And he did. And a few weeks later, he was called up.
Now, with that, he had a run in ECW. Was he happy with this run in ECW, or did he know that it was just a stepping stone for a bigger picture, or was it originally a stepping stone for a bigger picture? What was the
It was
kind of
supposed
rhyme
to
or
be
reason behind his ECW run?
his ECW.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Was that down that's the Louisville one, right? ECW
Yeah.
or
Well,
no, that's
that ECW was was Heyman's old promotion, and
that's
then
okay up there. I
WWE
didn't know that he
rechristened it.
wrestled up there.
Well,
I didn't.
he rechristened WWE's version of ECW. CM Punk wrestled in. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He
So, should he be fired? Is that what you said?
that's not what I said. That's what that's what person asked from AEW because he's been in a lot of controversy
Well,
with
I've heard some
when
of
it
the controversy there.
yeah.
Um, being in charge, you have to make some really tough decisions, and you can't let the talent dictate how the show's going to go or what they want to do because most of the time they're only thinking about themselves.
Mm,
You know, the owners and the bookers, they have to think about the entire picture.
mhm,
And if you have one bad egg that's stirring it up, it causes a lot of trouble within the company and within the other professional wrestlers. So I guess if I was in command and he had pulled that, I would at least suspend him for a while
mhm,
with the possibility he either cools down and come back, 6 weeks suspension, or don't come back.
mhm.
But that's your two choices.
Now, does CM Punk always have that type of attitude, like kind of type of brash attitude, or was he a little bit more humble when you worked with him?
Well, he was humble, but he was frustrated.
Mm,
And it's easy in this business to get frustrated because you work hard, you train hard, and all you want is an opportunity. And you know, every individual is different, and
mhm,
everyone they think only of them and what they can do, which is just a natural. You have to learn how to be a team player. You have to learn how to communicate with the people that are in charge.
mhm,
And he wasn't a real good communicator that way.
mm,
You know, uh, I think when he got with the WWE, he was a little bit better. But again, he had a little attitude. Um, and I can see where he's coming from because, he's a smaller built individual like myself. And we were constantly put down.
mm,
These guys, they're not going to make it. They're not big enough. They can't do, no, we need this guy, this big guy. He'll get, well, it has nothing to do with your size.
mm,
It has how you emotionally get the people involved in your
mhm,
personality.
mhm,
I just sent 2 kids down to the WWE or NXT for training or for tryout. They only got 2 days in and the hurricane hit.
mhm,
But they always one of them used to ask Tyler, he always says, "Show me a big move." And I said, "Tyler, every move is a big move if it's done at the right time. You guys just wanna go in there and do all this flipping and flopping to
mhm,
a point where the people are sitting there and, they might clap and cheer a little bit, but they're not getting into your personality."
mhm.
And that's what was so different when we wrestled. They got into our personality, they lived and died with us.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell a story to them. I said, "We had a match in Denver, Colorado, and Denver was a hot town for Jim and I. We're the tag team champions. Pat Patterson had been out for quite a while. He came back, and it was what they called a cold match, cold title match. There was no feud or anything going on. We had wrestled him in the past, but it had been a long time. He came in with Ray Stevens. Place was sold out in Denver Auditorium. Phenomenal place to wrestle in. And they got in the ring, Bobby Heenan, their manager. And when we came out, that building, it just pulsate. just pulsate. And we wrestled them for 8 minutes. 8 minutes, they had a top wrist lock on us. They never threw a punch, never threw a kick. We fought out. They'd pull our hair or pull our tights behind the referee's back and get us down. And in 8 minutes, we had a full-fledged riot, people trying to come in and help us. That's getting people emotionally involved into your personality.
Yeah.
And when you can do that, you can really control your whole where you're going to go in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Because there weren't a lot of people that could, back in our day, there was a lot of people can do it. Today, I don't see a lot of it. There's only a few out there, but it's all action and boom, 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 boom. And you don't get that. I just don't get that feeling anymore. I went to the matches last night here in St. Paul. They had the WWE Raw. And we sat there and I sat with the owner of the Minnesota Wild and my brother-in-law and David Brooks, Herb's brother, and Johnny Johansson, another big hockey star. And they loved all the booming and banging, but it didn't last. They go on for 3 hours and they got wore out at 2 hours. This is a phenomenal production, but they didn't get into the wrestling matches.
And that's the owner of Minnesota, the Minnesota Wild, saying that.
Right.
So, yeah.
They just met the people just don't get emotionally involved in the matches. It's
because the characters aren't bringing the matches to life. It's just matches for matches' sake. The characters are the lifeblood of the matches. The matches just color the characters. It's just playing from underneath, who's the baby, who's the heel, how does the baby get back and get the crowd revving up and things like that. That's how the matches is. Nowadays the matches are just the end all be all of all things pro wrestling, and it just is supposed to just be there just to color the picture. It's just to add to the picture.
And when Triple H took over, and I've been watching their TV, the matches were getting a lot better. I mean, they were going back to. I mean, there's a lot of guys there that can do it.
Sure.
I mean, Roman Reigns is phenomenal. The Uso brothers and McIntyre, Sheamus, the kid that's carrying the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, Austin Theory.
Yeah, I talked to him last night a little bit, and I said, just keep doing what you're doing.
How's he feeling? He's not really getting a lot of shine in WWE right now.
I don't think he has to worry about that.
Okay.
Because I think his persona and the way he is in the ring will carry him. If you have that, you can get beat all day long and still get the people involved. And he said, and I told him a couple things, and he said, John Cena told me the same thing that you're telling me. I said, we must know what we're talking about then. And I said, if you stay on that course, don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Do what you do best.
Yeah.
And you'll be successful.
Yeah. Indeed. Well,
tell a couple quick stories.
Okay.
Are you all right, or are you cutting me off? You got somebody?
Well, we got a couple. I would love to have you on for an hour. We used to Iron Man it when we used to be on Pancakes and Power Slams.
Yeah.
But I actually have Pancakes and Power Slams.
If you have somebody coming, I'll save them.
Okay.
Remind me next time. Ray Stevens, Wahoo McDaniels, Baron Von Raschke.
Okay.
Traveling with those three. The Claw. That's all you need to know.
Very nice. Let them know one more time about Power Town Wrestling.
Remember,
give me 30 seconds on a Mad Dog story. Someone's asking.
On a Mad Dog, 30 seconds? You can't tell a Mad Dog story in 30 seconds. Oh, God. I'll try to. Okay. Winnipeg, Canada.
Okay.
Him and Butcher are tag team partners. They go back to the Marlborough Hotel. They're sitting at the bar, and there's three guys at the bar, leather jackets, about 6'2" to 6'4", maybe 6'5", 240 to maybe 300 pounds. And the biggest, tallest one, Mad Dog's sitting over there having a beer, And he says, "Hey, you phony wrestler. Hey, puppy dog. You bald-headed old man." And Mad Dog would, "Shut up. Don't you talk to me like that."
Very nice.
And it went a couple more times. "Stop it. I'm warning you. Do not fool with me." And they should have picked on the Butcher. He was 6'5", 300 pounds.
Mhm.
But they went over to Mad Dog, the three of them, and the guy taps him on the head. Boom, boom, boom. Mad Dog, bang, 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 bang. All three of them are down. Two of them are down. They're out cold. The big one is down that he hit, the one that would hit him on the head. He jumps on him, and the guy starts screaming for his mom.
Wow.
The police come in. They pull Mad Dog off of him. And the police said, "God, these are these three guys we've been trying to get. They've been beating up old people and robbing them in the streets, in the alleys, in their cars." And the one cop says, "Let Mad Dog go." Well, they let him go. And this is the guy still yelling for his mom. He rolled him over and he had popped his eyeball out.
Oh.
And he was going down to bite it off when the police pulled him off.
That's the reason why it's called Mad Dog, ladies and gentlemen.
There's a Mad Dog story for you.
Very nice.
That's why everybody was afraid to get in the damn ring with him.
Very nice. Very nice. Good stuff, man.
That's one you go to sleep on. Huh?
Yeah, that's right. Mad Dog. That Mad Dog living up to his name, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't you ever forget it, Chris.
Yes, indeed. Let the listeners know one more time about Power Town Wrestling. We got to have you on. We got to have a monthly or quarterly dose of Greg Gagne. You've got stories for days.
Oh, I'd love to.
Yeah. Good
but we got a million great stories, and we'll have to do some more. But if you want your action figure, powertownwrestling.com, and you can still get a discount if you order now. They're all pre-sales. The action figures should be out by January 1st. Nice. And we've got some big news coming up. We got some other stuff that is unbelievable. It'll blow everybody away. Promise you.
Very nice. So far, so good. So this next match should be really nice too. So,
well, thanks for all your help and appreciate you putting me on.
Greg, it's always a pleasure. Yeah, yes, indeed. Get you some rest, man. I'll talk to you soon.
I look like an old guy now, and I guess I am.
Very nice.
All right.
Have a good night.
Take care, Chris. Thanks again, buddy.
All right.